As an accountant or business manager, one of your main responsibilities is controlling labor costs. And you may see that in the form of job responsibilities in the job description of accounting jobs that you may want to apply to. So, what does this really mean? It means that you're analyzing the timekeeping and the payroll departments, right? Because they mainly have the responsibility of these labor records. And it's just going to be broken down into several subsets, right? So it may be the employee's time spent on the job, it may be some type of indirect or direct labor costs. And here is an example here where you have it broken down as far as a job, right? So the hourly rate of Matthew in this example is showing his hourly rate, but it's also breaking down his hours depending upon what he did for that time. And we often see this in the form of consulting. So if any one of us goes for a consulting job, if they're really, really detailed, what's going to happen is that they're going to break down the amount of hours that you spend on each client. Because now we can charge the client accordingly because we understand how long we're spending on each client. So instead of it saying like job number 402 and 437, just think of these as clients that you may be dealing with, right? So if we're putting it in on maybe an accounting job, a bookkeeping, or maybe a tax job, you spent 12 hours on job number 402 and 24 hours on job number 437. And maybe these other 4 hours can be like a miscellaneous type of hours because maybe you had to write down a report, maybe it's spread out between those four jobs, but ultimately you worked that 40-hour work week. Okay. And here's another example. And so in this example, what we're mainly referring to is how to really view the payroll record, right? So we have the payroll record, and it's going to show the hourly rate. It's going to show the amount of hours. It's going to show the overtime hours, right, and the amount of overtime that that individual had to the point where it has the individual earnings. So you can see this is in the form of a spreadsheet here, and we often create these calculations in the form of a spreadsheet that is mainly on the basis of our own calculations. Or what we can do is maybe enter it into a type of program or outsource it so somebody else can complete those payroll functions for us, right? And we have another analysis here where we're just separating it, right? We have the occupation, we have the department here, right? The marital status, the date of birth. So we have so many types of records within accounting that we need to account for so we can properly allocate the type of expenses that we have to the right type of person. Even the marital status right here in the top left hand corner being in S, which means single, is very important because now we know exactly how much possible federal tax to withhold, state tax to withhold, and local tax to withhold, or maybe how much they should be paying for health insurance based on if they have a family plan or not. So the marital status matters, right? The department matters, the occupation matters, right? So there's a lot of things that matter. The date of birth matters because maybe based on their date of birth, maybe they're entering even more money into their 401k plan, or maybe you have a different plan for those who are older based on their health plan. So all of this information ultimately matters for you as an accounting individual for an organization.